Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So today I'm talking about the Black community in action versus the white boss syndrome. Now, I could easily have entitled this video, The Theft of Intellectual Property in Real Time, because that's what this is. We have talked about the theft of Black intellectual property, and that has been going on ever since we came into contact with white people. So this is just the latest example of an attempt at the theft of a Black person's intellectual property. This man's name is Walter Johnson, also known as Mr. Tendernism. And if you're on any social media platform, especially TikTok, you have seen Mr. Johnson with that meat falling off the bone. And his whole expression and how he's showing you, you can't find this anywhere. This meat is falling off the bone. But he has a very interesting and familiar story. So let's get into it. Mr. Johnson is affectionately known as Unc. He tested the ribs and brisket at that restaurant with theatrical flair, and it made the word tendernism go viral. Videos of him demonstrating meat so tender that you don't need no teeth, is what he said, drove massive attention to Destination Smokehouse, the Murrieta, California restaurant where he worked. His catchphrase and performance style became the restaurant's brand identity. Now, this is what Mr. Johnson says.
You know, I'll tell you what it was. See, we started at, it was a place, it was a shop.
Okay.
It was a coffee shop.
Okay.
And I went in about 4 or 5 years ago, and then I made some gumbo. I've been with them ever since. And so we flipped the coffee shop to a smokehouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go in there, it was a coffee shop. You go in there and make some gumbo, and you turn it into a smokehouse. Now, I found out about Destination because I see you and you talk about beef ribs and it's falling off the bones. Then you started doing oxtail. So from the time we got to the coffee shop, turning into the smokehouse until we are now, how do we get from that to this to where we are now, Mr. Johnson?
Tendernism.
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 That's how we got there.
Oh, tendernism.
That's a fact.
You coined the phrase tenderism.
Yes, sir.
And so now.
So Mr. Johnson and his tendernism wording, along with whatever help he was giving to the restaurant, put that restaurant, Destination Smokehouse, on the map. And this sits inside a long, well-documented pattern. Black creators generate the cultural spark, and others, often institutions of non-Black owners, attempt to capture, formalize, or profit from that spark without giving full credit, ownership, or compensation. And this situation has been played out over and over again with Black people, but this time with a new twist. Destination Smokehouse became the viral sensation that it became because of Mr. Johnson and his tendernism verbiage. So Mr. Johnson seemed to be going along to get along. He had hit gold mine with that tendernism and the way that he was presenting it. He wasn't looking for fame. I don't think he was just doing his job. But two things happened in his favor. Keith Lee, who is a food critic, visited this Destination Smokehouse in December of 2025 and publicly praised Mr. Johnson's cooking and his personality. Keith Lee's review highlighted that the standout at Destination Smokehouse was Mr. Johnson, known as Unc, drawing even more attention to his role in the restaurant's success. This helped to solidify Mr. Johnson, not the restaurant owner, as the true creative force behind the viral Tendernism phenomenon. Keith Lee tried to surprise Mr. Johnson with a $4,000 tip, but security blocked him. He believed that the owner was preventing access to Mr. Johnson. In other words, the owner was keeping him from meeting Mr. Johnson. So there was public backlash against the owner and support for Mr. Johnson. This thing went sideways when Keith Lee tried to give Mr. Johnson a $4,000 tip, and the owner of the restaurant intervened, preventing Mr. Johnson from getting the tip, saying something like he should have given the tip to everybody or something like that. Because, this is a black man and he's just a worker here. And if $4,000 is going to be given out, then, the white people need to be involved in that. That's how I was reading it. So with Keith Lee on the scene, because he is nationally known, the whole thing blew up. The restaurant became this big deal. Everybody had to come to see about Mr. Tendernism and see if that meat was really falling off the bone and you didn't even need any teeth to eat it. So realizing that they had hit culinary gold, the restaurant's owners and an outside attorney moved to secure trademarks before Mr. Johnson could, effectively trying to control the very cultural product that Mr. Johnson originated. So in comes the second team. I don't know if Keith Lee conferred with this attorney or not, but a black attorney in North Carolina, Kenneth Harris, filed 2 intent to use trademarks for Tenderism in 2025, weeks before the restaurant itself filed similar applications. This created a situation where Mr. Johnson, the originator, had no formal claim to the phrase that made him famous. So the restaurant owners tried to jump ahead of Mr. Johnson and get a trademark on his verbiage, Tendernism. But there was a sleight of hand, and an attorney, a black attorney in North Carolina, beat them to it. The attorney, Kenneth Harris, transferred the trademark to Mr. Johnson, giving him full ownership of his brand and identity. Keith Lee's influence shifted the power in this situation. First of all, he validated Mr. Johnson's talent. He exposed unfair treatment of Mr. Johnson at that restaurant, and he mobilized public support because he has a large platform. He helped Mr. Johnson reclaim his creative identity. Without Keith Lee's involvement, the owner's actions might have stayed hidden, and Mr. Johnson may not have gained the momentum needed to secure his trademark and independence. So this is when we work together to help each other. In the past, Mr. Johnson's creative talents would have gone to somebody else, and they're making money off of it. Now they are going around trying to explain what's going on, but Mr. Johnson has left that restaurant, and I believe he's in the process now of trying to create his own brand and trying to sell his own ideas, and I think he'll be successful. I saw a large crowd in Atlanta this weekend at a restaurant that he appeared trying to meet him. So I think he'll do just fine. Black restaurants tend to do well, and nobody can cook meat better than black men when they put their foot in it. Okay, y'all, so thank you for listening. This is another example of the white boss syndrome. You do it, and I take credit for it, and don't say anything. Oh, and by the way,
I'm coming to you as me, just me, not sassy, all the bullshit, just me. And I want you to know everything that happened with Mr. Tenderism and the Destination Barbecue is 100% your fault, social media's fault, and this app's fault. Everything was fine until the black folk found out that he didn't own that barbecue restaurant, and he had a white slave master behind him forcing him to do everything. I bet you that relationship with them was just damn fine, but y'all could not fucking stand that that wasn't his restaurant, and all the bullshit that Keith Lee and think all the bullshit that went on in this fucking app, you destroyed that. You destroyed it. And you want to act like, oh, this white man's going to steal it. They've been stealing all of our inventions for years. They've been stealing everything from us for years. Just because somebody may know how to do something, they also may not know how to go about doing it. Okay? I can have the brain power to fucking think of a remote control fucking ceiling fan, but I don't have the engineering experience, the backing, the money, and all that other brain power that fucking goes into it. Okay, so if that was the equal partnership, y'all fucking ruined it. You ruined it based on fucking race.
I only have two things to say in response to this video. Number one, it was not an equal relationship between Mr. Johnson and Destination Smokehouse. And number two, the jokes write themselves. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up, stay warm out there, and have a wonderful evening.